All right, everybody. I hope you're all okay. Good evening. My name is Luke Davis from Agape Media, and tonight, for the first time, we are live from Aroa. Yeah, apologies. There might be some delays because due to some commitments, I'm away from Kampala, and but I don't want us to miss our classes. So I have recorded this video so that we can at least continue learning. And today, in our video, I want us to learn something a little bit more special. We are starting up with Adobe Audition. So where we stopped last time, we were looking at mixing in FL Studio. Now, mixing, we said, is a process where we bring the different tracks together and put them to make up the song. And so we said you can do it from FL Studio, but we said it is best when you're doing it from Adobe Audition. So I believe by now you've already installed your Adobe Audition. And without wasting time, let us go ahead and do something so new and interesting. So when you open Adobe Audition, this is what you're supposed to see. And this is the main windows. So just like in other Adobe softwares, they have very many tools over here, and the first one is always the file tool. So when we open these files, okay, we have options like to create new, and under new we have either multi-track session, audio file, or CD layout. Now, if I tell you mixing, we should always use multi-track session. It means we bring many tracks together. For example, one track for the melodies, one track for the vocals, another track for the instrumentals, another track maybe for the loops. So we shall always use the multi-track sessions. And we can also bring an audio file. Okay, so we can also open an existing file. We can use all these other functions we already explained in some other softwares because they are always similar. So allow me to skip there. Another one, we have the edit tool. We have all these functions. Okay, the redo, the undo. I believe we understand all this. So why do we need to go all through this, and yet we're going to look at them when we are discussing? So now I want to introduce you to two major ones. If you don't want to open from here and go to multi-track session, we can always come to here multi-track and we just click multi-track so that we can open our multi-track editor. But let us assume we are professionals and we start by creating a new multi-track session. So you click on file, then you go to new, file, then new, okay. Then multi-track session. We can rename our multi-track session. Let's call it Agape. Now the location, we need a folder where we locate all these, okay? So we can choose to put it on the desktop. Okay, for this case, they're already, the default one is always under documents. So let's just go with documents. The template, we don't need any template. We just want to start fresh. Okay. Now the sample rate, please keep it at 48,000, and the bit depth, keep it at 32. Okay. I will explain that one later. Then the master, please keep it at stereo. You don't want to use mono. Okay. Because when we're making our beats, we use stereo where we get all the sound what you get. Right. So when you choose mono, means everything will come to one side of the ear. If at all you used stereo, even if in making your beats you had programmed that you did a lot of editing and you were so careful, you were so clean, when you mess up here, it will change everything. So let's just keep it that way and we click OK. So after clicking OK, we should open this. Now this one is what we call the multi-track windows. Okay, we have many tracks here. We have track 1, track 2, track 3. Okay, track 4, we can decide to create another track. So if we want to enlarge this, we just come here and we can always check the number of tracks, the different tracks we have here. Okay, we can use the scroll tool. Now we have very many keys here and icons and knobs, and they may look a little bit confusing, but if we look carefully, we also have those which are similar to the buttons or the icons that we had in our FL Studio. So those ones which are similar, we are not going to do it. For example, if you look at this knob, you can see it has to do with the volume. So we can also adjust the volume of the knob from there, of the track from there. Here we have what we call the stereo balance. It's the same as panning. In Audition, we don't talk about panning, we talk about balancing the stereo. As we were saying, in FL Studio, you pan the sound either to the left ear or to the right ear, but here we do stereo balance. We can balance the sound on the left or the right from there. Okay. Now M stands for mute, S stands for solo, R stands for record, M for record. Okay. So let us not waste time. I want us to go ahead and import or get some song. Okay. Okay. Now this is not my laptop, but let's assume it's one of the songs here. Okay. Now this is Caleb. This is Caleb's work. So we shall just click and hold, and then we drag it onto the field. Okay, now here it's telling us this warning: the sample rate inserted does not match the sample rate of the session. Please press OK to make a copy of the file, which will then be conformed to match the sample rate, which is like, it's okay. Great for us. Now you see, this is it. So let's try this out.
DJ Caleb official on the ones and twos.
So now that is what DJ Caleb did. DJ Caleb official on the what? Something like that. Now we can use this upper bar here to zoom the short audio. We can just zoom it. Okay, so we zoom it, or you can click on it, then use the scroll button on your mouse, then you zoom it. Okay, you can move it around the audio. Now this one, the indicator, it's supposed to indicate to you where you're working on. Okay, so you can see this one looks more beautiful, more nice than FL Studio. So we can use this to do mixing better than FL Studio. Okay, so tonight I don't want to spend a lot of time. I want to just introduce you to a few of the tools, and those are the tools which are up here. They're the ones we want us to do today. Then in our next class, we shall do a comprehensive video onto editing. Okay, so this is track 1. Assume we had some track, another track. For example, let's say we had another track here. Let's check in this folder, and we get another track. Now, okay, let's try this. Assuming this is another track, we can just click and hold it and drag it and drop it in another track. Okay, we'll click OK. Now, if you check properly here we have the master track. Just like in FL Studio we had the master volume, here we have the master track. Master track is a combination of all of this, but here we have chosen to put our songs in track 5 and track 6. What if these other tracks, we left them, they are what? They are empty. So we can always zoom these tracks or can minimize them. Now when we minimize, some of these functions close and we don't see them, but they are there. Okay, so we can always minimize the tracks we are not using. Now we have also minimized the ones we're using. So I wanted us to transfer this one from track 5, let's transfer it to track 1, and this one transfer it from track 6 to track 2. So let us enlarge track 2 and track 1 so that we can see clearly. Now from here, if you zoom it, we can see this audio very well. Now this is the audio line. From here up to here, it's a free space. It means the person wasn't singing. And so after zooming it, you can see if it is really quiet or there is some noise. For example, let's try here. Okay, we bring the indicator. Now, when we're talking about mixing, it means when we click on play, this one here, we don't play only the first track, we play both of the tracks. So let's try this.
DJ Caleb official on the ones and twos.
Allow me to dedicate this song.
So what we can do, since it's DJ Caleb putting his drop, let us copy. We can copy this. So it's one of the tools I'm introducing. You can press Control, see? You can put an indicator here, then Control V, so that we paste the same track here. Okay, so when we are playing, let's see what we have.
DJ Caleb official on the ones and twos.
Allow me to dedicate this song. Your favorite, Mbera. I pray God to see you through in every situation you're going through. I believe the God himself will see you through. Hallelujah.
DJ Caleb official on the ones and twos.
Now, you see, this is how it happens. Today, I don't have my computer with me, so I am unable to get the work that I'd done before. Otherwise, I would use it to bring the illustration clearly. But this is what we do in Adobe Audition. We can do the mixing just like that. We copy and we paste. Okay, so today I didn't want to go so much into serious editing. So in our next classes, we shall talk about serious editing here. But for today, I've showed you how to copy a track and paste it there, how to enlarge. We can mute this. When we mute it, it means this one, the first one, DJ Caleb stuff, will not play. Let's play this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you see, it's not playing. So until we unmute it, okay, we can decide to say maybe the volume of this one is low. So let's increase it. We can increase the volume from here, okay, or reduce from this side. We increase this side, we reduce, okay. So for now, let's keep it there.
Ones and twos.
allow me to dedicate.
So we can do that. Another tool I want to introduce you to. Now this is the move tool. It has been the one which is selected, the move tool. The next tool we have is the razor selected clip tool. The razor tool, when you click it, it's for razoring, it's for cutting. So let's zoom this out and we say we don't want this part from here.
DJ Caleb
Ladies and
official on
gentlemen,
the
Let's mute DJ Caleb. Let's look and listen to lyrics on. Okay.
ladies and gentlemen,
So let's say we want to remove the word ladies and gentlemen. So we would use this razor tool. Sorry. The razor tool. Then we come and click from where we want to cut it. I always advise that you bring the indicator where you want to cut it from, so that when you're cutting, you cut on the indicator, that red line. Then you click here. Then it will separate, which I'll go back to the move tool. It will separate this side from this side, okay? So we can delete this side.
ladies and gentlemen,
just press delete on your what? On your keyboard, or you can right click and okay, and come to delete. So this track will disappear. So when we play the other one, let's listen to how it goes.
DJ Caleb official on the ones and twos.
allow me to dedicate this
So you see how it sounds. Now we can drag it and bring it at the beginning,
favorite.
and we bring back this. Okay, let's pray.
DJ
Allow me to
Caleb
dedicate
official
this
on the
song.
ones and twos.
Your favorite.
Yeah, now that is the second tool, what we're calling the razor tool. It's for cutting, for raising. Now, assuming you are making your track, the beats, and you realize it's longer than you expected or longer than you want, you can always go ahead and what? And cut, okay? And I've showed you how to cut it. You cut from there and you can drag it. Now, assuming when you are singing, the voice of the person singing is faster than the track, you can always adjust it here. You move the track closer, or you can adjust it so it fits where it's supposed to be, okay? So today I just didn't want us to have nothing to do. That's why I had to introduce this short thing. So I want us to go ahead and do something. It's a very simple practice I want us to do. Just get your tracks together, assuming you've done some tracks together, and try to practice this, how to cut, how to copy, how to paste, how to change this size, how to play around with this. You change the volume. You can also change, there's another volume here, okay? You can click it and drag it.
Let me dedicate this song.
You see that one is solo.
Your favorite. Mbera. I pray God to
This
see
is
you
also
through in
for
every
you.
situation.
So we can do all that, just play around with that. And in our next video, I'm praying that I'll be able to have all the equipment that I need, and we shall have a good and comprehensive class. I'm in West Nile, where the network is not so stable, and I'm in a new place, and I'm not having all the equipment, but I didn't want us to just stay without any work. So please, ladies and gentlemen, just stay around and hang on there. Surely I will be back over the weekend, and we shall have more and more in our coming classes. Thank you so much for being patient, and thank you for understanding. My name is Luke Davis from Agape Media. Have a blessed evening.